Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we will try to understand SR latch, which is a basic memory element. So, we will try to understand how a bit can be stored onto a device. So, that concept we will try to understand. In our previous class, we had an introduction to sequential circuit. So, there we have clearly explained the block diagram of the sequential circuit. In that block diagram, we have used a device called memory. So, based upon the definition of sequential circuit, in order to get the present output, a sequential circuit uses the present input and also the past output. So, based upon that concept, we have used a device called memory, and there we have said that in order to create a memory, so we have to store the bits onto the memory. How the bits can be stored onto the memory, that we will try to understand in this class. And the device that we are going to use to store the bit onto the device is it is SR latch. So this is the block diagram, this is the circuit diagram for the SR latch, and the inputs are S and R, these are NOR gates, and these are the outputs Q and Q complement. Whatever we get as Q, the complement will be obtained here. So this is the SR circuit, SR latch circuit. Now we will try to understand how a bit is getting stored onto this, that we will try to understand. For example, we will start with the value of S is equal to 1 and the value of R is equal to 0. Initially we start with the value of S is equal to 1 and value of R is equal to 0, and how this circuit is designed is each NOR gate, one of the input is either R or two NOR gates are there. So for this NOR gate the input is S and the other input is the feedback that is obtained from this NOR gate. So the value that has been obtained from this NOR gate, it is the previous calculation. In our previous work, whatever we have obtained here, so that is produced as the input to this NOR gate, and similarly to this NOR gate, one of the input is R and the other input is whatever that is produced by this NOR gate in the previous procedure, whatever we have obtained, so that is provided as the input to this NOR gate. So now this circuit is able to store a bit onto it. So how it is going to happen is, so whatever the outputs, so previously whatever the outputs we have, so this circuit is going to store, so this circuit is going to produce an output of 1 onto the Q. So we are going to consider only Q, so that is the value which will get stored onto this circuit. Okay, so now for example here if you have 0 0, here if we have 0 0, so what happens here is this 0 is provided as the input and this is 1 0. So whenever 1 0 is provided to a NOR gate, so what is the truth table of NOR gate? The truth table of NOR gate is so the truth table of NOR gate is this one. So whenever we have, so the concept that we have to understand about the NOR gate is if you have at least 1 1, the NOR gate is going to produce an output of 0. So otherwise if both the inputs are zeros, so then it is going to produce an output of 1. Based upon this that logic, this circuit has been designed. So the logic is very important to understand. We will try to cover the concept very slowly, so please try to focus on it. So whenever there is at least 1 1 in the input, the NOR gate is going to produce an output of zeros. If both the inputs are zeros, then only it is going to produce an output of 1. Okay, so now these are previous outputs. So how it has been entered here, so that is not our concern. They are already there on the circuit. So now this 0 is provided here as an input and 1 is provided as the input to this NOR gate. 1 0 1 0 0 1, it is going to be 0. So the output is going to produce here as 0. Already 0 is there, and again this is going to produce a 0. So this becomes 0 and this 0 will be produced as an input here. So these two zeros provided to the NOR gate, zeros provided to the NOR gate, it is going to produce an output of 1. Okay, now this 1 is provided as the input to this NOR gate. So 1 1, so it is going to produce an output of 1 1, it is going to produce an output of 0. So see here, so it is going to take some time, the circuit is going to take some time to pass all these values, and after some time the circuit will get stabilized. Here previously 0 is there, now it has been updated with 1, and now these two ones are provided as the input. Even though two ones are provided, even though the inputs has been changed, it is going to produce the same output. Anyway, it is going to produce 0. So this 0 is again provided as the input, 0 0, and now it is producing an output of 1. So this point is very very important to understand. What is that point? So the circuit is taking some time to get stabilized. So we have to give some time to the circuit so that the outputs will get stabilized. Okay, so this point we will try to using this point we will try to understand some more concept in our next videos. So it is very important for you to understand this point. So what is that point is, the circuit is taking some amount of time to get stabilized. Okay, so now after that again, so 0 0 1 will get provided, 1 1 0 will get provided, 0 0 1 will get provided. Similarly, so now the circuit has been stabilized. So unless you change the inputs of SR, these values will not change. So what is the output that is provided at Q at any point of time, unless you change the values of S and R, so these values will not change. So they are going to remain constant, in the sense they are getting stored onto this circuit. Okay, so that point is also very very important to understand. So initially when the value of S is equal to 1 and value of R is equal to 0, Q will become 1 and Q complement will become 0. See here, so the complement of this Q will be produced at Q complement at this output. So it is happening. Okay, now we will try to change the values of inputs. So the values of inputs we will try to make them as 0 0. Okay, so now the values of inputs are provided here as 0 0. So when we provide 0 0, what happens on the circuit? See here, the values here are already there. So in the previous calculation, in the previous input provided, so we have produced 1 and 0. So these will stay as it is. Now they are produced as the feedback to this circuit, in the sense this gate. So because the values of inputs has been changed to 0 0, 0 1, here 1 0, 1 0 means it is 0, and this 0 is provided as the input, and here the value of value will remain the same as 1. Again this 1 is provided, 0 0 is provided, 1. So the circuit is remaining the same. After 1 0, if you change the values of after the inputs of S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 0, if we change the values from values to S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 0, okay, we'll try to use another color. So S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 0, the value of Q will remain 1 and the value of Q complement will remain 0. Okay, so now we will again try to change the value from R is equal to 1 to S is equal to 0. R is equal to 1 and S is equal to 0. Previously we have the values at Q and Q bar as 1 and 0. Now they are produced as the feedback and the values of the inputs has been changed. So the thing that you have to observe is, as and when the values does not change, the value at the Q will remain the same. That point is very important to understand. That itself means that memory, something is getting stored, something is unchanged. So that is what we call it as memory, right? So something is there in the memory means it will not change forever. Okay, so now until unless these inputs are provided. Okay, so now 1 and 0, the inputs has been changed from 0 0 to 1 0. So now what happens is this 1 is provided as the feedback to this input 1 0, it is going to be 0, and this 0 is provided as the feedback to this, and here now changes. So 1 0 means it is going to produce an output of 0. Again this 0 is provided as the feedback. See here. So it is, the circuit is going to take some time to get stabilized. This point is very, very important. Again here this 1 has been changed to 0, 0 0 is provided as the input, and it is getting changed to 1, and again this 1 is provided as the feedback to this 1 1 means this is going to produce an output of 0. Now again this value will come here 0 0 1, again this value will go here. So now the circuit has been stabilized. So after some amount of time the circuit is getting stabilized. Okay, so now the outputs has been changed to 0 1. So the now value of value at Q is equal to 0. Okay, so now what happens after this? If the value of S is equal to 0, R is equal to 1, the value at Q is equal to 0 and Q bar is equal to 1. Okay. Now we will change the inputs from 1 0 to 0 0. Okay. So 0 0. So what happens? What happens is again see here, the 0 will come here, 0 0 is going to be 1, and 1 will be produced as an input here, 0 1 it is going to be 0, again 0 0 1 1 0, 0 1 it is going to be a 0. Okay, so the values on the circuit are remaining the same. Okay, so if you change this to R is equal, S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 0, the values at Q will be 0 and Q naught will be, Q bar will be 1, they remain the same. Okay, we have seen the inputs at 1 0, the inputs as 1 0, 0 1 and 0 0. Now we will try to understand what if the inputs given are S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 1. So how the outputs will change, that we will try to understand. Okay, so now we will change these values to 1 1. The value of S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 1. Now what happens? See here, 1 0. So the logic is, if one of the input is 1, see here, so the S is also 1 and R is also equal to 1. If any one of the input is 1, so it is going to produce an output of 0. So let's see. So this 0 1 0, it is going to produce an output of 0, and this will be 0 and this will be 0. So the circuit has been stabilized. So the outputs, both the outputs are 0 0. So here we are contradicting the outputs. So in our previous cases we have seen the complements to each other, but here it has been changed, both are producing the same outputs. So what are those outputs? Those outputs are 0 0. Okay, now what we will do is we will try to change the inputs to 0 0. S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 0. So this is an undesirable event. So the concept of Q and Q complement has been violated. So this input is an undesirable input. Let's see. Okay, so now S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 0. So what happens here? S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 0. Let's see. The outputs are 0 0 0 0. It is going to produce an output of 1. Now if the 1 is transferred here, 0 1, it is going to produce an output of 0. So now 0 0, this will become 1. Okay, so now what happens is, with this concept of 0 0, and here the inputs are 0 1, what's happening is, if you consider this circuit, so it is going to produce an output of 1. So for example, if you consider from here, so here means so this is produced as the input. So previously it is 0, now it has been changed to 0. Okay, so 0 0, here it will become 1, and as and when we produce 1 here, 1 will get produced here, it will become 0. So the gate that we are considering, based upon our consideration, the values of the outputs are changing. So is it an efficient circuit? So can we consider by just seeing one input? So how this is going to happen? It is going to happen which among these gates are very fast. So among these two gates, which one is faster, then there the output will be produced as 1 and the other one is produced as 0. So this concept of based upon the gate the output will depend means it is not an efficient way. So this is not an efficient way. So this output, so this input is considered as an unwanted input. This is a unwanted input. Okay, so the values of q and q bar are dependent upon the way in which these gates will work. So if this gate is faster, the output will be in some way, and if this gate is faster, so the output will be another way. So this is not accepted. So that is the reason why this case of S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 1 is an unwanted case. So with this we don't have any use. Okay, now if you closely observe this part of the circuit, what happens here is whenever the value of S is equal to 1, R is equal to 0, whenever the value of S is equal to 1, the Q is becoming 1. And whenever the value of R is equal to 1, the Q is becoming 0. So what this S and R stands for? S stands for set and R stands for reset. So the name of this latch is set and reset latch. So whenever the value of set is equal to 1, we are setting the memory to 1. Whenever the value of R is equal to 1, we are resetting the memory to 0. Resetting means if you want to reset the what we call it as, if you want to reset a phone, so everything will become 0, right? So all your contacts will get deleted, so the phone is now fresh. So in the same way, whenever the value of R is 1, the circuit is getting reset, which means the memory will getting stored with 0. Whenever the value of S is equal to 1, we are going to set the memory to 1. So what are the values that we are going to store in a device? It may be either 0 or 1. 1 bit means 0 or 1. So based upon that, whenever the value of S is equal to 0, we are going to set the circuit, and whenever the value of R is equal to 1, we are going to reset the circuit. Now the characteristic table. So we have seen the truth table in the combinational circuit. In the same way, for the sequential circuits, it is characteristics table, because it is called as characteristic table, and the characteristic table for SR latch. So the characteristic table for SR latch is Q bar. So the value of SR is 0 0. So if you closely observe, whenever the value of S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 0, the circuit will remain as it is. The circuit will remain as it is. Okay, so this is what we call it as memory state. Okay, so this is a memory, which means that the things are getting memorized. So after 1 0, if you try to change the circuit to 0 0, the things will be memorized. They will remain as it is. They will never change. Okay, so whenever we have the input as 0 0, it is memory state, which means the things will be remain as it is. It depends upon the previous inputs. So the previous outputs that we are going to get, those things will remain the same. And similarly, whenever we have S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 1, the Q will be 0 and the value of Q bar will be 1. Okay, so this case, which means that we are going to reset the value. So this is what we call it as resetting the value. Okay, and whenever the value of S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 0, the value of Q becomes 1 and Q bar will be 0, and this is what we call it as setting the circuit, setting the memory, changing the memory to 1. So whatever the inputs, whatever the previous inputs that may be there at Q and Q complement, the circuit will be set to 1. Okay, so that is what you have to understand. This point is very, very important to understand. Whenever the value of S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 0, the circuit will be set to 1, whatever the previous inputs may be. It may be 1 0 0 1 or 0 0. Okay, whatever the inputs may be, the circuit will be set to 1. The memory will be stored with 1, which means the output is going to be 1. So we are explaining it very slowly, because the understanding of this video will help you a lot in understanding the further videos easily. Okay, so whenever the value of inputs are 1 1, so this is unwanted input. This is a unwanted input. We will never allow the input to be 1 1. Okay, the never the values of S and R are equal to 1 1. So it is going to behave differently. Okay, the behavior is going to change the concept of this circuit. This is an unwanted case, because being a basic memory element, there are some drawbacks with this circuit. So in the next coming classes, we are going to cover different types of memory devices. There all these kind of drawbacks will be eliminated. The same SR latch can also be constructed by using NAND gates. So here we have constructed this SR latch by using NOR gates. The same SR latch can also be constructed by using NAND gates. How it can be constructed is, so in the place of NOR gate, just take the NAND gates, and the inputs will change a bit. So here the S will come, this is R, this is Q, and this is Q bar. Okay, so this is a SR latch by using NAND gate, and the difference between a NOR gate constructed SR latch and the NAND gate constructed SR latch constructed by using the NAND gate, the characteristics table of this SR latch is, so it is going to be SR Q bar. So if 0 0 is provided, so it is just an opposite to the NOR gate. If 0 0 is provided, it is unwanted state. It is an unwanted state. If 0 1 is provided, so it is going to be 1 0. So just an opposite to this. So 0 1 is provided in NOR gate, SR latch by using NOR gate, the Q. So the reset means the Q, the output is going to be 0, and the Q complement is going to be 1. So whenever we use the reset as 1, the Q is produced as, the output is going to be 1, and the Q bar is going to be 0. And similarly, if you take 1 0, the set is going to be 0, and the Q bar, the Q complement is going to be 1. So this is just an opposite to the SR latch by using the NOR gate. And if you have 1 1 is a state which is used for memory. In our previous latch, by using the NOR gates, it is going 0 0 is going to be the memory state, and 1 1 is going to be the unwanted state. But here the 0 0 is going to be unwanted state, and 1 1 is going to be memory state. So whenever set is used, the Q is set to 0, so which is not technically correct. So but the concept of SR can be implemented by using NAND gates also. So in our next coming classes, this SR latch by using the NAND gates is used with a little changes in the circuit. So they are called as they are not called as latches, they are called as flip flops. So the discussion about the SR flip flop, JK flip flop, D flip flop, T flip flop, we will try to have the discussion on our next coming videos. So this is the characteristics table of the SR flip flop by using NAND gates. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you have any doubts regarding this concept, please post your doubts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.